Hi, it's Nan. How are you? And I'm here to work on a daily. I've already started on this side of the book. I took a piece of material that I purchased at Hobby Lobby, and I went ahead and I did a little bit of embroidery on there. I'm not proficient in it. My grandmother showed me some basics, so it's not that neat either, but you can still read. It says, "Life is beautiful." I chose to just embroider those words and the little flower and some leaves here. Took the cloth and I sewed the sides and the upper part, and up on this top, I folded it over so that when you close the book, it sort of looks like a tab up on the top. And it's also sewn on the bottom, so I can add a piece of paper or anything I wish to in there. So before I show you what I'm going to do on this page, I'm going to set my book aside, and I wanted to share this little book with you. And I'm sure many of you have seen it. I have two. I have one on my desk that my son gave me, and this one I managed to find thrifting at the Salvation Army. So I just wanted to read it, share an excerpt with you. Rejoice in me always, no matter what is going on. You can rejoice in your love relationship with me. This is the secret of being content in all circumstances. So many people dream of the day when they will finally be happy, when they are out of debt, when their children are out of trouble, when they have more leisure time, and so on. While they daydream, their moments are trickling into the ground like precious balm spilling wastefully from outturned bottles. Fantasizing about future happiness will never bring fulfillment because fantasy is unreality. Even though I am invisible, I am far more real than the world you see around you. My reality is eternal and unchanging. Bring your moments to me, and I will fill them with vibrant joy. Now is the time to rejoice in my presence. And I was looking at the verses that they have down here, and I went to Psalm 102:27, and it basically says that God has no end. He is the same always. His years are always the same. He has no end. And Matthew basically says also in Matthew 6:27 that who by worrying can add an hour to their life. And it's so true. There's so many things that we think about, that we ponder on, that we spend time thinking about, and it's just time wasted because our true reality is in our Creator. I was looking up in the computer about the things we think about, the things we ponder on, the things that we fill our mind with. And I was just so curious that I looked up on the internet, a dictionary, about man's thoughts. And how many thoughts could it possibly be that a man thinks in a day? And they are, according to the experts, about 2,500 to 3,000 per hour. I don't know if I could believe that, but that's a lot of thoughts. And then it led me to find something by Abraham Lincoln, where he says, in the end, it's not the years in your life that count. It's the life in your years. And our thoughts play a role in that too. In our life, the years of our life. We can either waste them or trust in the Lord to help us make them a reality. The good ones, though. So I have this. I have several of these. And I was going to use them for another project. I'm going to set the book aside. I was going to use them for another project, but changed my mind. And I wanted to add this to that page. So I'm not going to say this was random, the things that I picked this time. So I worked on it and tried to figure out how I wanted it to look in the book. So I pretty much have a page, some little die cuts, which are these from K & Company. I love them. They're by Susan Wingate, if I'm pronouncing her name right. She has so many beautiful calendars. I love it. And then I got this at Hobby Lobby. They had it on sale for regular price is $2.99 a yard. I got it for $1.50. And I want to put a piece of that in here. I'm not sure if I'm going to put it exactly on the bag, but it's going to be on, I'm going to add some to the belly band. So I have my glue in hand, I have my scissor, and I don't want to get too complicated with this. It's really late here, very, very late. I've been having issues with insomnia. So when that occurs, I am working in here, creating things, meditating on the Word of God. So I'm using this because I feel that not a lot of glue is necessary. And maybe I don't think I'm going to add any in the middle this time. So I'm going to put this here. And I'm not looking for it to be straight. I like my things at an angle at times. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue also on this tissue paper. Tissue paper does not need a lot of glue. It tends to get even more wrinkly than it is. It was beautiful out today. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Had to get out of the house. Seems COVID has just taken time away from so many people. Got out there, took a nice little walk, and enjoyed myself. So what I want to do now is I want to add a pocket here. So I'm going to put this flower down first. And I hope I am in frame. And I'm not going to glue the whole flower because I want my items to be able to go inside of the flower. So I think I'm just going to do the edges here. And that is going to go as close to the edge as possible. It's just glued on the edges here. So what I want to do is this is going to be my pocket. I'm going to add glue on 3 sides. And I'm intentionally trying not to be loud. Okay, there's my pocket. Make sure that's straight. Yes, it is. At least I do want the pocket straight. So, in that pocket, I'm going to put this tag. And on that tag, I'm going to put, I use Distress ink on the outer part of the envelope, but I'm not using Distress ink on anything else today. It doesn't always, and look, I was going to use that for something else, but I don't like throwing anything out unless necessary because I know that it will come to good use. So I'm going to put this right here on this tag. And I'm not going to put a reinforcement on it. I'm not going to add any string to it this time. I'm going to make it as simple as possible. So that tag is going to go there. And I have 2 tickets here. And I was thinking that I will add these on the tag. So I'll put one, yes, on top of the other. So I'll glue underneath. And then since the tag is going to go in this direction, I'm going to put the tickets this way. So they're going in the opposite direction. And then leaving enough space here if I want to put a date or I want to write something on there. I have plenty of space to write so much on this. The pocket, you can write on top of here. So that's how I want it to look there. And I also have this piece of, it's for my calendar also. And I just made a ticket out of it. You can also write in the back. And I like the green that it had on there, so I'm just not going to do anything on that. I'm just going to add it in the back. It's like props. They enhance your environment. So all these little tidbits, they just enhance what you're creating. Sometimes more is good and sometimes less is also. So I wanted to add this word gratitude on here. And why gratitude when what I read was related to rejoicing? Because gratitude is a form of rejoicing. I am grateful for all that I have, for the fact that the Lord is the one that helps me to rejoice in Him. I find it in His strength and so much more. So there we go. And I think it's beautiful like that. You can still add more, and I think I'm going to need more glue on that. Going to need more glue on this. Doesn't seem to be sticking. Not many people at Hobby Lobby today. There's usually a lot of people there, and the weather was so beautiful, and no one was there. Kept bumping into this to this lady. She was like, "I'll see you in the next aisle." A lot older than I am. But we were making each other laugh every time we bumped into each other. So that's it for my little bag. And you can add whatever you want in there. Decorate it however you want. You can add more colored paper back there. You can add some washi in the back if you'd like to. Stitch around it. But I'm good with this. So I do want to put this in here because that's where I'm going to do some writing. And let's see. I did want to put the other part of the tag up here, so then when I put the paper in there, it's like a tab so that I can pull it out. So I'm going to glue that down. And I'm going to go all the way to the top because it is going to be sticking out. Okay. Then it's going to go, let me see. Oh, wait a minute, before I do that, I have to position this. Let me see how I had this. No, I had the corner somehow like this. Yes, here we go. I had it like this. I don't want any white to show up there where the reinforcement is. But make sure that's straight. And then what I wanted to do was have this hang like that at an angle. And then just glue underneath. I've always been a people person. I always end up striking conversation with people. Even with the young lady at the cloth department. With her, I started talking about some health issue that she was having. And then we ended up talking about organic foods for babies. But it's nice when you can talk to somebody and just say hello, give them a smile, tell them God bless you, to have a good day. Cashier wasn't too happy. Some because of, I guess, COVID again. And many positions available, and they're short on staff. I mean, there wasn't that many people there today, but she didn't seem too happy. Didn't matter what I said to her. That happens sometimes. And I'm going to put the leaves back here. And I thought, this is simple. It looks cute. I have plenty of space to write here. I can write on the back. I'm not going to distress that at all. This will fit perfectly in there. And I can pull the tab, pull it up and down easily. And that'll stick out. And then I will grab my book. I have so much lusciousness in here. I love it. And it is bulky, so this is pushing forward this way, but I'm okay with that. And my pocket is going to go right here. And of course, this is diploma paper. And it has a border also. Makes it look nice. I was going to go in a different direction with this. I was going to put a band in the middle, and I just thought too much. I was going to make it bulky. I'd have to wrap it around the back because I didn't want to cut it here. I didn't want it to have that rough edge, the ribbon. So I'm thinking that looks really good. And you know what? For this, I'm going to need my bigger bottle. And Elmer's has been my best friend for a long time. And this I will add glue in the middle because it is thicker. And let's see, on the edges I'm going to put extra because the edges tend to pop up. Okay. And this is going to go right here. I hope I'm straight. I'm not able to see from this direction. I think someone taller can. I'm kind of short. Oh, yes. So, but I'm going to have to press down just a little more for a few seconds to hold that down. I don't know if you go through that when you're making when you're adding things to your pages. Gratitude. And that'll be the next. And I have more pages here that I'm going to have to fill in. I don't have any idea who's going to even look at these books if I should pass away. But I have a sister already who says, oh, I'll take them. I thought of maybe adding some of this here. Just makes it look prettier. And I wanted to cover up the fact that I didn't go straight on there. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue on here. This here. And I love all this thread hanging from the bottom. I just love that look. And then I'll cut the edge here. There we go. And I was thinking of maybe adding a little bit to the top to cover the thread up there, but it's going to come down just a little bit. And I think that's what I will do. I'll bring that down just a tiny bit. This time I'll cut it. And I think I'm going to turn it around. Just make it easier for myself. Add the glue here. And I will leave it open to dry, but there it is. I like what I see. I can add a card or a piece of coffee dyed paper there. And I'm grateful for all of you. God bless you. Thank you for joining me. Till next time. Bye-bye.